Hello, it's Karen. As promised, I have a screencast for you on how to upload your G Drive to your new Google Drive. So the first thing obviously you want to do is be in Google Chrome. Um, I don't know how it is at your schools, but at our school it's right here on our desktop. And it will prompt you to log in a minute. Our computers are also extremely slow, in case you haven't noticed. So I was already logged in, but it'll come up with the login screen just like when you log into the Chromebooks with your school email address, your first name dot last name at pccsk12.com, and then whatever password you included for that. So I'm defaulted to my Gmail, but what I want to be in right now is my Drive. So I'll go up here to my apps and go to my Drive. And there's a couple ways you can do this. But the first thing you want to do is look at your settings over here. And you want to go to your upload settings when it decides to load. Now I have the first and third box checked. The first one is going to make sure that any files that get moved over to my Google Drive go to Google Docs format. There's some reasons why I do that. The one is so that it automatically converts it so that if you need to edit it, you can edit it no problem. You can open a Word document that moves over and is not formatted. There's just a couple extra steps, and I can show you that in a minute. I don't check the PDF files and image files. I don't normally need to edit those, so I just don't mind them coming over as PDFs or images. That's fine with me. If you want to be able to have them in Google Docs format or something like that, you would want that box checked. And then I also want to be have it confirmed every time I upload. Some people find that annoying. I just prefer that, so that's a preference as to if you feel like confirming every time you upload. So the first thing you're going to want to do, if you have a small amount to move over, I recommend just doing it this way. You click this upload button here, and you can choose to either move an entire file over, or a file over, or an entire folder. So if you were to move a file over, you would just click, go into your G Drive, and move. If you try to move a folder over under the file setting, it will not work. So if I wanted to move a folder over, I would have to choose to move a folder over. So I'm going to move this book clubs thing. Now you'll notice it's a Word document right now. So when I choose to open it, I chose to convert it to a Word doc, or to a Google Doc. So when I click open, it's confirming with me. And here you see that it is moving it over. It converted it. So now, when I look for it, I may have to refresh. Go below my folders, and all the individual files will show up in alphabetical order. Here it is, and you'll notice that now it is a Google Doc because it has this little document icon. If it were to stay as a Word document, you would see this little W. So if you wanted to view this, and it's a Microsoft Word document, you're going to notice that it opens it like in a viewer, and I can't make any edits. So if I wanted to edit this, since it was never converted over, I could choose to open with, it might not let me because this is not mine. Let me see. Open with. Yeah, I can. So I just right-clicked on my thing, chose open with, and I would choose Google Docs. Now I did not create this document, so I don't have editing rights to it, but you'll notice that it was created as a Google Doc now. So if I really wanted to, I could make a copy of this if I wanted to edit it, make it my own, and edit as I see fit. The other way you can upload is entire folders. So same thing, and then you just choose the folder you want to upload. Okay. Now it's going to attempt to convert everything in that folder. So when it moves it over. So the problem sometimes that we run into with this is if you're a math person and you have a lot of spreadsheets and formulas and stuff in your spreadsheets, they don't always play nice with Google Sheets or Google Docs. So you might get some errors that come up when you try to do that. So just keep that in mind. It will move everything over. My computer's just moving really slow. But if you try to do too much at one time, you will get a bunch of errors, okay? The other way you can do it, which has its good and bad points, is just to drag your files over. So if I were to make this a little bit, oops, it is already smaller. If I were to shrink this a little bit and open up my G drive, move this over, shrink it. Just gotta get them just right. You can choose a whole row. I don't recommend doing your whole drive because your computer will need to be left on for hours in order to do it. I recommend you do this in small chunks. And that way, if there are mistakes in the conversion process, you can take a look at them and see what's going on. So you can choose to do a whole row if you want. So what you would do is click the first one, hold the shift button down on your keyboard, and then choose the whatever last one you want done, and it highlights them all. And then you can drag them, and you'll notice as I'm moving this around how there's that little grayed out thing moving with me. That's letting me know what's being moved. And when I move it into my drive, it turns into this blue gaping hole that's like ready to take these files. So I'm not actually going to do it because I don't want all these files in my Google Drive. I already moved them over. But if I were to drop them in, just release my mouse, it would move those files over there for me, and you would see the box that you saw before come up that they're moving over, and it would convert them because I want them converted. You can just do one thing if you want, which I'll move over. If I move this digital citizenship letter over, turns into the blue hole, confirm, and then you'll notice over here it is uploading my stuff, converted. So like I said at our session, I think it's easier to do on a desktop. If you really, really wanted to, you could put your whole G drive on a flash drive and plug it into a Chromebook. It's just not as easy, I believe. So as always, feel free to contact me if you have any questions. You can respond directly to the email that you received this link in, and I will do my best to answer your questions. Hope this was informative.